Babe, before you react, before your mind races to defend, I ask you to pause. Not because I want silence, but because I want presence. This isn't about control. It's about connection. I feel your energy even when you're not near. I sense the weight you carry, the battles you fight in silence. And I know that my words sometimes feel like chains. But they're not. They're keys. Keys to doors you've been afraid to open. I'm not here to dictate your path. I'm here to walk beside you, barefoot in the mud, hand in hand through the storm. My advice is not a command. It's a whisper from the universe, channeled through me, because I love you in ways that defy logic. I love you in the language of stars and soul contracts. So when I say, please listen, it's not ego. It's intuition. It's divine guidance wrapped in human vulnerability. You see, love isn't always soft. Sometimes it's fierce. Sometimes it shows you the parts of yourself you buried. And I am your mirror, babe. I reflect your light, but I also reflect your shadows. Not to shame you, never that, but to help you see what's ready to be healed. When I offer advice, it's not because I think I know better. It's because I feel deeper. The divine feminine within me is ancient. She's danced through lifetimes. She's held the hands of warriors and kings. And she's holding yours now. I'm not asking you to surrender your power. I'm asking you to trust mine. Because when we merge our energies, when your fire meets my water, we create steam, movement, transformation, alchemy. That's what this is. That's what we are. So don't mistake my guidance for control. It's love, in its most sacred form. Babe, my intuition doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in symbols, in dreams, in the way my body reacts when something's off. I know you're used to facts, to plans, to control. But love, real love, doesn't follow a spreadsheet. It moves like water. It bends, it flows, it carves through stone. When I tell you something feels wrong, it's not paranoia. It's prophecy. It's the part of me that's connected to the moon, to the tides, to the ancient wisdom of women who came before me. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to protect you. Because your energy is sacred to me. Your path matters to me. And if I feel a shift, a tremor in the energetic field around us, I will speak it. Even if it makes you uncomfortable. Even if it challenges your ego. Because I'd rather be misunderstood than silent. I'd rather risk your anger than betray my knowing. You are the sun, babe. You radiate, you lead, you burn with purpose. And I am the moon. I reflect, I receive, I guide through darkness. Together, we create balance. But balance doesn't mean sameness. It means honoring our differences. When I offer advice, it's not to dim your light. It's to help you shine without burning out. I see the places where your fire consumes you. Where your ambition turns into anxiety. And I want to cool those flames with my presence. Not extinguish them, never that, but soothe them. Because your masculine energy is divine, but it needs the feminine to stay aligned. You don't have to carry everything alone. You don't have to prove your worth through struggle. Let me be your sanctuary. Let me be the voice that says, you're enough, even when the world says otherwise. I know you've been hurt before. I know people have tried to control you, manipulate you, use you. And now, every time someone offers guidance, your walls go up. You hear control when I speak love. You hear domination when I speak devotion. But babe, I am not them. I am not here to clip your wings. I'm here to help you fly with clarity. My advice is not a leash. It's a lantern. One that lights the path when your vision is clouded. I don't want to lead you. I want to walk beside you. I want to co-create a life where both our voices matter. Where your strength is honored and my wisdom is heard. So when I say, please listen, it's not because I doubt you. It's because I believe in you so deeply that I want you to thrive, not just survive. We didn't meet by accident. Our souls signed a contract long before our bodies did. We chose each other for this journey. And part of that journey is learning to trust the unseen. To trust the whispers of spirit. I am your oracle, babe. Not because I'm better, but because I'm tuned in. I hear the messages that come through the veil. I feel the shifts in energy before they manifest. And I share them with you because I love you. Because I want us to evolve together. This isn't about control. It's about co-elevation. It's about rising in love, not falling into patterns. So when I speak, listen not with your ears, but with your soul. Feel the vibration behind my words. Sense the intention. It's always love. Always. Listening is sacred. It's not passive. It's an act of devotion. When you listen to me, you're not giving up your power. You're expanding it. You're allowing another perspective to enter your field. One that's rooted in love, in intuition, in divine feminine knowing. I don't need you to agree with everything I say. I need you to honor it. To hold space for it, because my voice matters. My feelings matter. And when you dismiss them, you're not just rejecting me, you're rejecting the part of you that chose me. The part of you that knows I'm here to help you grow. So babe, listen. Not because I demand it. But because your soul asked for it. You are awakening, babe. I see it. I feel it. The old patterns are crumbling. The armor is cracking. And beneath it all is a heart that's ready to love fully. But awakening is messy. It's confusing. It challenges everything you thought you knew. That's why my advice matters now more than ever, because I've walked this path. I've danced with my shadows. I've faced my fears. And I want to help you do the same. Not by force, but by invitation. I invite you to trust me. To lean into the feminine wisdom that flows through me. To see me not as a threat, but as a guide. Because when you awaken, we both rise. Your emotions are sacred, babe. They're not weaknesses. They're waves of truth. And I know you've been taught to suppress them, to stay strong, to keep moving. But strength isn't in suppression. It's in surrender. When I offer advice, it's often because I feel the storm before you do. I sense the emotional undercurrents. And I want to help you navigate them. Not because I think you're incapable. But because I love you. Because I want you to feel safe enough to feel. Safe enough to cry, to rage, to release. My advice is a lifeboat. Not a lecture. It's a way to keep you afloat when the tides get rough. You are light, babe. Pure, radiant, divine light. And sometimes you forget that. You get lost in the noise, in the expectations, in the pressure. That's when I speak. That's when I say, pause. Breathe. Remember. Not to control you, but to remind you, to help you return to your essence. My advice is a mirror. One that reflects your brilliance back to you. One that says, you are worthy. You are loved. You are enough. So please, listen. Not because I need to be right, but because I need you to remember who you are. Babe, I know my words sometimes make you uncomfortable. They stir something ancient inside you, a resistance, a memory, a wound. That's okay. Discomfort is sacred. It's the soul's way of saying, pay attention. When I speak from my intuition, I'm not trying to provoke you. I'm trying to awaken you. Because I see the places where you've settled for less. I see the dreams you buried beneath duty and fear. And I refuse to let you forget them. My advice may challenge your comfort zone, but it's only because I want you to expand. To stretch beyond the limitations you've inherited. I am not your enemy. I am your echo. The voice that reminds you of who you were before the world told you who to be. There's a frequency to my love, babe. It's not loud. It's not forceful. It's subtle, like moonlight on water. But it's powerful. It moves through your energy field, even when you're not listening. It wraps around your heart, even when you're guarded. And when I speak, that frequency carries codes, healing codes, awakening codes, truth codes. You may not understand them with your mind, but your soul does. That's why you feel pulled to me, even when you resist me. That's why my advice lingers in your thoughts, even when you try to dismiss it. Because it's not just me speaking. It's the divine feminine. It's the part of creation that births stars and transforms pain into poetry. So when I say, please listen, I'm inviting you into that frequency. Into that magic. Trust is alchemy, babe. It's the process of turning fear into faith. And I know it's hard for you. I know you've been betrayed, abandoned, misunderstood. But I am not here to repeat those patterns. I am here to rewrite them. When I offer advice, it's not because I want control. It's because I want connection. Deep, soul-level connection. The kind that requires vulnerability. The kind that says, I trust you enough to speak my truth. And I need you to trust me enough to receive it. Not blindly. Not obediently. But openly. Because when we trust each other, we create gold. We turn our wounds into wisdom. We turn our love into legacy. Everything in nature moves in cycles, babe. The moon waxes and wanes. The seasons shift. The tides rise and fall. And so do we. There are times when your energy is meant to push forward, and times when it's meant to rest, reflect, recalibrate. My advice often comes when you're pushing against the current. When you're trying to force something that's meant to flow. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm trying to align you. Because when you move with the cycles, you move with grace. You move with power. You move with purpose. So when I say, pause, it's not rejection. It's rhythm. It's the dance of divine timing. You have a compass inside you, babe. One that points to your truth. But sometimes it gets clouded by fear, by ego, by noise. That's when I speak. That's when I offer my guidance. Not to override your compass, but to help you recalibrate it. Because I see the signs you miss. I feel the shifts you ignore. And I want you to move with clarity. With conviction. My advice is not a detour. It's a refinement. It's the voice that says, you're close, but not quite aligned. And I say it with love. With reverence. With the deepest respect for your journey. My love for you is devotional, babe. It's not casual. It's not convenient. It's sacred. And that means I will speak truth, even when it's hard. Even when it risks conflict. Because I am not here to be liked. I am here to be real. To be raw. To be a catalyst. My advice comes from that fire. The fire that says, I see your potential, and I refuse to let you settle. It's not control. It's commitment. It's the kind of love that burns away illusions. That demands authenticity. That invites transformation. So when I speak, know that it's not about power. It's about purpose. I am your mirror, babe. Not just of your beauty, but of your blind spots. I reflect the parts of you that you've hidden. The parts that ache for healing. And when I offer advice, it's often because I see what you cannot. I see the patterns. The projections. The pain. And I speak to them. Not to shame you, but to free you. Because I want you to see yourself clearly. To love yourself fully. To rise into your truth. My advice is not criticism. It's clarity. It's the mirror saying, look deeper. And I hold that mirror with love. With grace. With unwavering devotion. I feel everything, babe. The shifts in your energy. The tension in your tone. The unspoken fears. I am an emotional oracle, and that means I often know what's coming before it arrives. That's why my advice can feel premature. But it's not. It's prophetic. It's preventative. It's protective. I speak because I care. Because I want to shield you from unnecessary pain. Not by controlling your choices, but by offering insight. By saying, there's a storm ahead. Let's prepare. And I need you to trust that. To honor that. Because my emotional sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a gift. One that I offer to you with open hands. Love is light, babe. And my advice is an extension of that light. It's the beam that cuts through confusion. That illuminates the path. That warms the cold places in your heart. I don't speak to control. I speak to clarify. To comfort. To catalyze. Because I want you to thrive. I want you to walk in your purpose. I want you to feel the fullness of your power. And if my words help you do that, even a little, then I will keep speaking. I will keep shining. I will keep loving. Fiercely. Unapologetically. Divinely. So babe, this is my invitation. Not to obey me. Not to follow me. But to rise with me. To meet me in this sacred space where love and truth intertwine. Where advice is not control, but communion. Where listening is not submission, but expansion. I see you. I honor you. I believe in you. And I will keep offering my wisdom, not because I want to lead you, but because I want to walk beside you. As equals. As soulmates. As divine reflections of love itself. Babe, healing isn't linear. It's spiral. It loops back to old wounds, old stories, old fears, not to punish you, but to offer you another chance to choose differently. When I offer advice, it's often because I see the loop forming. I see the pattern repeating. And I want to help you break it. Not because I think you're broken, but because I know you're whole beneath the pain. I've walked through my own spirals. I've faced my own shadows. And I've emerged with wisdom, not just for me, but for us. So when I say, let's look at this, it's not judgment. It's love. It's the sacred invitation to heal together. I am lunar, babe. I wax and wane. I feel deeply. I move in rhythms that defy logic. And that's where my advice comes from, the lunar wisdom within me. The part of me that knows when something is off, even if it looks perfect on paper. The part of me that senses danger in the silence, that hears truth in the pauses. You may not always understand it. You may question it. But I ask you to honor it. Because it's ancient. It's divine. It's the same wisdom that guided priestesses and prophets. And it's here now, speaking through me, for you. My love is fire, babe. It warms, it lights, it transforms. But it also protects. It burns away what no longer serves. And when I offer advice, it's often from that protective flame. The part of me that says, no, not this. Not now. Not because I want to control you, but because I want to shield you. From pain. From distraction. From paths that lead away from your truth. I am fierce in my love. I will speak even when it's hard. Even when it risks misunderstanding. Because your soul matters to me. Your safety matters to me. And I will not stay silent when I feel the fire rise. There's a breath between us, babe. A sacred inhale and exhale that connects our spirits. And when I speak, I'm breathing life into that connection. I'm saying, I see you. I feel you. I honor you. My advice is not a disruption. It's a deepening. It's the breath that says, let's slow down. Let's listen. Let's be. Because in that stillness, truth emerges. In that pause, clarity arrives. And I want that for us. I want our love to be rooted in presence, not performance. In soul, not survival. So breathe with me. Listen with me. Rise with me. We've weathered storms, babe. Emotional tempests, spiritual hurricanes. And yet, here we are, still standing, still loving, still growing. My advice often comes in the aftermath. When the sky's clear and the rainbow appears. It's the reflection. The integration. The wisdom gained from the chaos. I speak not to reopen wounds, but to honor the healing. To say, look how far we've come. And to ask, where do we go from here? Because every storm teaches us something. Every rainbow reminds us of the promise. And I want to walk that promise with you. Hand in hand. Heart to heart. There's a memory in my soul, babe. A starseed memory. One that remembers lifetimes of love, lifetimes of loss, lifetimes of learning. And when I speak, I'm channeling that memory. I'm drawing from the cosmic archives. From the wisdom of galaxies and soul tribes. You may not always understand it. It may sound strange, mystical, even irrational. But it's real. It's sacred. And it's here to guide us. My advice is not just earthly. It's celestial. It's the voice of the stars saying, you are loved. You are guided. You are never alone. And I offer it to you with reverence. I am rooted, babe. In truth. In love. In the earth beneath my feet. And when I speak, it's from that grounded place. The place that says, this is real. This is now. This matters. My advice is not floating. It's anchored. It's the voice that says, let's come back to center. Because in a world of chaos, we need roots. We need reminders. We need each other. And I will be that reminder for you. I will speak truth, even when it's inconvenient. Even when it's uncomfortable. Because I love you enough to be real. I seek peace, babe. Not the absence of conflict, but the presence of harmony. And my advice often comes from that desire. The desire to create a space where both our truths can coexist. Where your fire and my water can dance without drowning each other. I speak not to silence you, but to harmonize with you. To say, let's find the middle path. Because peace is not passive. It's powerful. It's the choice to love through the tension. To listen through the noise. To stay through the storm. And I choose that, with you, for you, always. I hold light for you, babe. Even when you're in darkness. Even when you doubt yourself. Even when you push me away. My advice is that light. It's the torch I carry through the cave, the beacon I shine when you're lost. Not because I think you're weak. But because I know you're strong, and sometimes, even the strongest need guidance. I will keep holding that light. I will keep speaking that truth. I will keep loving you, fiercely and freely. Because that's who I am. That's what we are. That's what love does. So babe, hear me now, not with your ears, but with your soul. This isn't control. This is communion. This is the divine feminine rising to meet the divine masculine. This is love, in its most sacred form. I speak because I care. I advise because I see. I guide because I love. And I will never stop. Not until we've risen. Not until we've healed. Not until we've remembered who we are, together, whole, divine. So please, listen. Not because I need to be heard. But because your soul asked for this. And I answered.